I'm James Garcia, and I'm joined today by the George family, and we are beginning our sixth biblical Hebrew class. So, with that said, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Noble. How are you doing today, sir?
Good, Justin, thank you. I am just finishing up my chart because we got some learning to do, and you'll see more than the back of my head now. Shalom, everyone. Welcome again to Biblical Hebrew. I can't believe it's the sixth week. Wow, Justin, we've really gone a ways. I mean, by this time, last, 3 years, 3 years ago with my present Hebrew class, about half of them had dropped out already because consonants and vowels was just too much to handle. And so, unfortunately, they won't get the joy of learning other stuff after that. But if they're watching again and taking it again, great. I always encourage it. But for those of you out there that are still considering maybe dropping out or not getting so serious, I'll bring Foy back on because she'll come at you with a stick. She's determined to want everybody to learn because it's such a blessing when you get it. So why don't we start off with prayer? Oh, actually, and the shofar. I didn't get the shofar again. No. I want Ken to get because he's going to be there, and then you're gonna camera him. And let me turn on the volume. Last time we blew the shofar, it was so loud it cut the volume. So, okay. All right, Ken. Awesome. Thank you, Ken. All right. Let's open up in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this opportunity to again teach your language. For all the people, Lord, that are out there watching and partaking, taking furious notes and demanding recall from their brains. I pray, Lord, that you would give them, Lord, elasticity and a lot of omega-3 so that their brains will continue to grow. Father, you are in charge of all things, and you know what we can learn and discover through your language. So, Father, we pray that you would, again, bless us all with this, the original language of all the worlds, of all the languages that are out in the world. This was the original one. We give you thanks again in Yeshua's name, and we all say, Amen. Amen. All right. Well, I'm going to stand up and show you that today I've got special attire on. You notice, this is my apron for grilling, but I'm not grilling steaks. Ken says I am, but I'm not. I'm actually going to be grilling all of you. This is like a pop quiz, Justin. Just what you wait for. So whenever you see the apron, you guys are in trouble. I gave you a chart last week, and that chart, again, was a list of the vowels that we've studied. The short vowels, the long vowels, the historically long vowels. On the end is something I haven't taught you yet, but you will learn it today. That's going to be our lesson. But let's go through the short vowels right now. Okay? So for the A vowel, short, tell me, what vowel belongs on this letter? And I'm going to wait for responses coming from the YouTube and Discord channels. My class here knows it, but I'm not going to. It's on here. So any content, any feedback yet?
It's the Patak.
Patak, very good. Who was that?
That was Clark. But
Clark. Good call, Clark. And that's your Patak, your short A. Okay. All right. Let's go to the E. What is the E? If you guys take that long, the steak will overcook. It'll be charbroiled.
Sego.
Sego. All right. Very good. Sego. This is your E vowel. Was that Clark again? Yeah.
Yeah, Barbara's also saying that they're talking about the first one.
Oh, okay.
Nelson said A, and Barbara said the line for like
The line. It's called patak. I like that word line too. That could also work. The line. Okay, so go. Okay, we're going to the I vowel. What is the I? Short I vowel.
Iraq, 1 dot.
1 dot here. Very good. You know, you guys are rolling here. I. Okay, O vowel.
Kometz Hatuf, it's the T.
Oh, no, it's a T. Yeah, not the O. It's a T right here. That Kometz Hatuf. And this is your O vowel. Very good. Okay, what is the last of the short vowels? The U vowel.
The kibbutz, the Rhines belt, 3.
Orion's belt. Love it. Kibbutz. All right. And that's your short vowel. Guys, remember, I told you short is very important. Memorize this as much as possible. And you will learn shortly. If not this week, actually it's going to be next week. The reason why will be revealed. It's a big mystery that will be revealed next week. Okay?
Blossom Barbara also done one.
Oh, Blossom Barbara. What can I say? You know, when you know it, then you're good. Okay, so let's see if I can test you and grill you on the long vowels. Okay, this is just the regular long vowels. There's only 3 of them, so you should be able to memorize 3. What is the A long vowel?
Kometz.
Kometz. Very good. The same symbol with the macron over it for transliteration. So this and this are the same, but 2 different vowels, O and short O and long A. And again, I will share with you when you have to use the short O. Very infrequent. Long A is the more common one. All right. E. Who can give me the E?
Saray.
Saray. Very good. Very good. Saray. Yep, we're doing the longs. All right. Man, I hear one voice. And I'm sure Barbara and Blossom are typing in very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
They both got it.
Okay, good. The last vowel for long is the O vowel, which is called. What was that?
Olam.
Dun, 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 dun.
Olam.
Holum. I heard a holum. And I give you an A+ for that. Holum. All right. So your O vowel. Holum. All right. Remember, the holum is the only vowel that's up above the actual consonant on the left-hand quadrant. Okay, so keep that in mind. All the rest so far are all on the bottom except for this one. All right. Good to remember. All right. Now let's move on to the next one. The historically long vowels. Guess what? We got 5 of them. You tell me what the A vowel is.
Yeah.
We need some help here. Okay, here's some help.
It's Kometz, right?
It's Kometz, but that's only half the answer. Kometz. Hey.
Hey.
Kometz. Hey. So this is an A, and it's going to have this little circumflex above it, a little chevron. This is your historically long vowel. It's taking the consonant H, which is actually now playing a second role, playing a vowel role, and this is a vowel point that's added to the consonant. So this Kometz Hey, and that's how you say it in that order, Kometz Hey, is your historically long vowel, or your combined long vowel. It's another word of doing it. Combined. Combined long vowel. Good. Very good. Let's go with the E. What's the E vowel? Man, I hear a lot of people sizzling back there. I'm grilling. I am grilling you guys.
Barbara said that the thing over the A looks like the house. A house. Calls it a house.
Yeah, like a roof. Yeah. Yep. The technical term is called a circumflex. So, yeah, you guys want to get technical? Circumflex. That's a diacritical mark. Okay. You know, if you're going to be a professor, you're going to have to know that kind of stuff. So, Blossom, right, is on her way.
No, Barbara.
Oh, Barbara is on her way. All right. Let's go with the E vowel. Anybody got the E?
Sarayod.
Oh my gosh. How is that? Saray Yod. Perfect. Another perfect answer. And for those of you that haven't memorized it yet, this is just part of the review. Okay? I may be grilling you, but I grill you not till you're well done, just so you're medium rare, so you're still got some blood left, okay? And you'll survive this. Let's go with Manculas. All right. The I vowel. What is your historically long I or your combined long I? And that's actually kind of easy because combines this with this, and that is your Yod. This is your long I. I'm going to write this out here. Space. All right. Class still with me? Let's go with the O vowel. Okay. The O vowel. Combined long O vowel.
Holom Vav.
Olam Vav. Wow. Okay, so it's a Vav with a Holum. This combination, again, remember, Hey is a consonant and a vowel. Yod is a consonant, also plays a vowel. Now the Vav is a consonant, also playing the vowel. And then you got the Holum from back here, right here. Holum Vav. So this is your combined long O. My goodness, running dry. Guess what? Yes. Thank God for some people to help us get some new supplies. This is the key to tonight for all classes. Wow. Look how sharp that is.
Damn.
Whoa, okay.
Jesus.
I'm changing all pens now. This is your Holum Vav, okay? Your combined long O. Let's go for the last one, the U. What is the U? We gotta get that Jeopardy song.
I can do.
Yeah. All right.
You're Shrek Kibbutz.
Correct. Was that Clark again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We got one student in class today. Sure. Very good.
It's weird that seconds slower than before.
Is that normal?
15 seconds.
It's really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay, for you YouTubers, you probably are trying to get the answer in, and we're not getting a response because it's a 15-second delay. But you know what? Thank you for responding. It makes me, the teacher, kind of feel exactly where the class is at, you know, how much of you guys have actually retained and remembered stuff, how much still need to work on it. This is part of the process because I don't want to leave anybody behind, you know, but we do have to move forward. So I do want to be able to cover this, and when we get to new stuff, you're going to say, wow, that was so hard, but this new stuff is even harder. And you're going to forget about this original stuff, the first hard stuff, because the new hard stuff is going to totally blow away the old stuff. And you're going to say, wow, I'm learning, I'm growing. Okay, so this is the chart that I gave you guys last time, okay? Nothing's changed, But now I want to add 3 more vowels, okay? And these vowels are called the reduced vowels, okay? And the reduced vowels, they actually, they're actually shorter and more brief when you say the vowel. So you got your long, historically long, or you got your long. Those are the same length. When you say a, you know, like kamet, ka, ah. When you go to the short, it's ah. Now when you go to reduce, ah, ah, it's a brief ah, and that's how you can tell the difference between short, long, and reduced. The reduced being the shortest of them all. I mean, talk about Oompa Loompa short. It is very short, okay? Now, how do you write this reduced? Since A is a patak, we're going to put the patak here, and then we're going to put a shiva. And you're probably going to ask me, what is a shiva? I will tell you what a shiva is next week, because that's scheduled for next week's lesson. And this is how it's written. Patak with a shiva, okay? So it's called, again, and this is called a hatef patak. Let me write this here. Can you read that? Okay, good. They can see it on there? Okay, good. Okay. Hatef patak. You will see this, okay? Because a lot of times when you get those syllables coming out and they're stretching out, a lot of vowels all of a sudden become shorter. Some become longer, some become shorter. So it's just a matter of being able to recognize, okay? For the E vowel, back here, we've got segol as your short, sere as your long, sere yod as your combined historically long. Now we're looking at something shorter than short, okay? And this is going to be your, and I'll give you a clue. It's a hatef. Hatef what? It is a hatef. Back here to the short, segol. Hatef segol, and it's written this way. You've got your segol, and the hatef is representing your shiva here. Many of you remember that when you read the word Elohim, Elohim, the vowel below the aleph is your hatef segol. 5 dots, okay? Any questions, comments?
There's a comment from Grass Food in the tube chat here.
Okay.
So the historically long vowels can be read easily without the nikud and the tak. Heard anything about the nikud? N-I-Q-U, N-I-Q-Q-U-D. Nikud?
In the Tanakh?
Yeah, I don't know. I never heard that term.
What was the question again from the beginning?
Sound like
Just that can historically long vowels can they be read easily without the nikud?
You know, I might have come across it. I'm not sure about that, but I will get back to you. My secretary will jot that down. And if I never bring it up again, I'll give you her address. That's my wife.
I'll make a note.
But she'll make a note of it. I'll get back to you on that. Good question. Okay. Any question is a good question. All right. And I'm glad that I'm not being grilled because I'm wearing the apron. Okay. Last is your O vowel. Okay. Reduce O. Interesting. Everybody ready? It's a hatef again. You getting the pattern here? Hatef, representing the shiva, kind of saying it's a brief or a half. And the O vowel that we're going to go with is So we got the Kametz, and we got the Shava next to it. And that is correct. This is your O vowel now, not your A vowel. Okay, your reduced O. And that's what I want to teach you today. This is part of the new teaching for today. Okay, because now that you've got all this, there's one more thing I need to teach you that's next week, and that'll cover everything to do with so-called vowels or vowel substitutes. And you might say, wow, that's a lot of vowels. But you know, really, essentially, if you know your A, E, I, O, and U, you're actually in good shape, because it's going to be a short A, long A combined historically long A, or a reduced A. You know, you're going to say, hey, I may be able to read it, or I might have to take some time to recognize it. But when you actually say, oh, it's an A, and you start putting the words together in syllables, you're reading Hebrew. Okay, so just know there's only 5 vowels that we're working with: A, E, I, O, U, and you'll get this down. I mean, believe me, it took me a while. I had to go back to my chart. You know, when I'm reading Hebrew, I had to go back to my chart and say, what is this symbol right here? And you know, but right off the bat, you know that it's going to be 3 dots. That's a segol. That's an E vowel. So just think of it that way. It's a short E, a reduced E. Oh yeah, there you go. And it'll come to you. Just give it time. Okay. I mean, unless you're, you know, autistic savant, you know, I mean, you've got some massive skills. I don't expect anybody to remember this right off the bat. Flashcards do help. Okay. So.
You have
I had lousy cursive handwriting when I was a kid, so I just chose to write print, large print. Thank you, though, for the compliment. Appreciate it. All right. Now, does anybody want to take a picture of this? Because if you do, it's here. I will be erasing this shortly, or have my assistant erase it for me shortly. And I'm going to be going through the review of the other consonants. And Justin, I'm going to key you up. If you can get that Aleph Bet song going, we're going to be going into that. So we can review the last set of consonants. And you let me know when you're on. I'm filling the void and talking.
All right. I'm getting ready to play it now. Hope
Thank you,
everybody
Justin.
is ready.
Awesome.
Aleph, Bet, Bet. Gimel, Dalet, Hey. Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet. Yud, Kaf, Chaf. Lamed, Mem, Nun. Samech, Ayin, Pei, Pei. Vadik, Kuf, Resh. Shin, Shin, Kaf. Aleph, Bet, Bet. Gimel, Dalet, Hey. Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet. Yud, Kaf, Chaf. Lamed, Mem, Nun. Samech, Ayin, Pei, Pei. Vadik, Kuf, Resh. Shin, Shin, Kaf. Aleph, Bet, Bet. Gimel, Dalet, Hey. Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet. Yud, Kaf, Chaf. Lamed, Mem, Nun. Samech, Ayin, Pei, Pei. Vadik, Kuf, Resh. Shin, Shin, Kaf. Aleph, Bet, Bet. Gimel, Dalet, Hey. Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet. Yud, Kaf, Chaf. Lamed, Mem, Nun. Samech, Ayin, Pei, Pei. Vadik, Kuf, Resh. Shin, Shin, Kaf. Aleph,
That's
Bet,
good.
Bet.
Thanks, Justin.
All right. I
You
hope
got
that
it.
something brings up good memories, because it does for us. You know, like learning the basic consonants will always be a joy when you hear that song, especially when you're way past this class. I mean, this lesson. Okay. Even my cat Hanky is saying that he loves the Aleph Bet song. So we got seven more consonants just to review again, and I want you to pick it up where I left off last time. Last time I was on ayin, so now we're going to be doing this letter. This is your pay, okay? Pay, and it's pay because you've got the dagesh right here, the dagesh lene. But if I take it away, pay, which is your kind of like your PE sound. Now without the dot, just put this over here, dot, and without the dot, it becomes pay, pay, pay. And remember the song when you're reading it? It says pay, pay. So they're giving you both options of with the dagesh and without the dagesh. So essentially, with it, it's a hard P sound. Without it, it's an F sound. Much like Foy's name, you know, it's her name is spelled with a P, pay. So now let me give you this. And for those of you that are pretty onto it, this is a name.
Great. It's helped me so much.
My wife will testify to that. She loves songs. She's memorized so much verses through song. She is like a walking encyclopedia. I'm telling you. Can you guys read this?
He said, yeah, now.
He knows when to ask me and beg in front of the audience. Now, what kind of daddy is he? Is he going to let me out or not? Okay. Yeah, so we're reading the word. Okay. Pay, and this is your short A, which is a pata, right? So that's pa. Okay. Now, I'm going to teach you this soon. The next consonant is a resh. A resh is an R. So now you're putting this, and this together. It's a closed syllable. It's called par, because this symbol here, Shava, I haven't taught you yet, but I will next week. So par, and here, ayin. What is ayin? Is there a sound to ayin? It's a trick question, you know. Ayin has no sound, and it's symbolized as a reverse apostrophe. Okay?
Oh.
Where's the vowel? Vowel's up on the top left-hand quadrant, which means it's a holam. Holam.
We have
Oh,
it.
okay. And let me finish up here. And the last letter is your hey, which is a H. Okay, and what is the answer? Pharaoh. Very good. Blossom. Good job, Blossom.
Where's the H come from?
Okay, now, right here. The hey is a H. Okay, now, this is how you actually say Pharaoh's name in Hebrew. Paro. Paro. That's how you say his name in Hebrew. English version is Pharaoh. Where they got all those extra vowels in there, I'm not sure. But that's how we know it, reading our English Bibles. You're beyond English Bibles now. You know that. I'm not telling you to throw it away. I'm just telling you, read the Hebrew Bible. You're going to get more out of it. Okay? And if you don't have a Hebrew Bible yet, there are many out there. You could buy them or you can get them free. Yeah, online. And if you're like me, I like free. Free is good. Free 99 is always good. Okay? Paro. Okay? Which is, again, this word right here in Hebrew, coming from the letter pay. Pay with the dagesh in there. All right? Are we all good? All right? All right. Next letter. Oh, wait. Heaven forbid I move on, because pay are one of those letters in the Begad Kefat letters. And not only that, but it also has a final form. Final form. So at the end of the word. If pay should ever come at the end of the word, this is what it's going to look like. And again, you can either have the dagesh or not have the dagesh, but this is the final form. And remember, the Hebrew term for this is your sofit, or final form, okay? So, te sofit. Oh, here. Te sofit. Or fe sofit, okay? This is your, again, only comes at the end of the word or end of the name or whatever, but last letter will be like this. It will not be written like this, okay? This can go anywhere from the beginning to the middle, but when it comes to the end, no, that's a no-no, okay? So keep that in mind. This is one of the few letters, again, that has a final form. Good. All right. Okay, I'm going to erase face or feet for now, so I need some room. This is our next letter. Who can tell me what that is? I'm waiting for the audience out in.
There. You haven't written it yet on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube's still waiting for me. But I'm slow motion.
They're still on Sophie.
They're still on some feet. Okay. I just wrote it.
Wait a few seconds.
There you go. And this is the letter. Sadeh. Also known in some books as Sadiq. Sadeh, Sadiq. I mean, different schools say it different ways. But this is your Sadeh, okay? Oh, the thing. Sadeh. That's Shade, right? All right.
Machine that
Okay. I am writing a name, and I want to see who can figure out what this name means. Okay. Starting with a Sadeh. Okay. This is the name of a place, a very special place. And this special place is where you could say God reigns. You know, it's a mountain. And now you have to figure out, okay, well, what does that mean? So let's go through this together. Sadeh is your TS. Okay. This is your vowel. And this is a Hiret. Okay, so this is your I. Okay. This is your Yod. This is a consonant. Okay. What's inside the consonant? Anybody can see what's in the consonant? Did I hear anything? Did somebody say something? Yod is represented as a Y. Okay. But now you got this little dagesh in there. This is the dagesh forte. I haven't taught you this yet, so don't worry about it. This means you double that letter. You know, it's getting 2 for the price of 1. All right. So
Zion.
oh my gosh. This is your holum. Okay, holum vav, which is your historically combined long letter, the O, the vowel. So this together is your long O, like this, okay? And this is your, and you said it already, noon. What kind of noon? Noon. Sophie. Okay, and remember, Nun Sophie. Okay, this is the flying nun. Okay, Nun Sophie. Okay, and so when we read the word in the Bible that says YouTube guys are sharp. This is how it's spelled in Hebrew. This is the English transliteration. This is the Hebrew way it's written. So some people might say, why did they use a Zion, the Z,
The Zion.
the Zion Z? But no, it's not. It's with the Sadeh. It's a TS. And then you got IYYON. So Zion, or Zion is actually Sion. Sion. Okay? And this is how it's written in Hebrew. This is how it's transliterated in English. But this is where your English Bible takes all of this and comes up with this. Because they were running out of space, they had to shorten the name. And now they could make 456 pages instead of 490 pages. Okay? Because Zion takes up so much space. All right? And that's probably not the reason why they shortened it, but it sure sounded good for a while. Okay? Any questions on Pei, Fei, Sadeh? Because we're not done with Sadeh yet. Guess what? Even though I wrote a Nun Sofit here, Sadeh also has a Sofit letter. Bet you didn't know that, right? That's why you're in class. And how do you write a final form or Sofit Sadeh? Yes. This is your final form. And you can read it, you can see the color difference, right? So this is your beginning or middle Sadeh. This is your final Sadeh. All right. So when you're reading and you come up with this, you're going to say, dang, was that guy drinking beer when he was writing his Sadeh? Because that went long. No, it's on purpose. It's a long Sadeh. Okay. It's not because he just dragged it on. This is, again, the way it's written. Keep that in mind. All right. All right. Nothing against drinking beer. No. I have to give it up because it gave me gout. My wife's so happy. She says, you're going to drink beer because you're going to get gout. Okay, honey. And she's happy. So, happy wife, you finish the line.
Happy life.
Yeah, I know. Shucks, I miss my beer drinking days. My partner in crime, the guy I work with a lot, Kellen, he's always saying, come on, just one bottle. I cannot, If Lisa ever found out, oh, she'd kill me.
Should just
Yeah, Kellen is a true Hebrew. He brews his own beer. And I told him, go make a microbrewery, make money, all good business. He hasn't gotten there yet, so.
Hebrews.
Well, see, Hebrews would be either for beer or for coffee drinkers, right? So, your choice. Tea. Well, that's for people in England, right? Tea drinkers. Okay, do I have any questions or comments coming in from the audience? You guys are very quiet. Huh?
They're all commenting on German beer and
Okay. So in the chat, what is your favorite beer? Let my wife and Ken know, and then we'll do a study. And you know what? I actually might sell this study, this research, back to the beer companies, and we can make some money out of this, and give you guys airplane tickets to Hawaii to come visit us in real life. Yeah, we'll see.
And all that just to give us some really tasty the nuts, the macadamia nuts.
I'm progressing from nuts to beer. Come on, you got to be happy about that, right?
We see your master plan now.
Oh gosh, I'm found out. Shucks. Foiled again. All right, we're down to our next letter, and this is actually. This is. All right, here we go. A different color. Okay, there's the letter. This is called your Kof. Okay? Kof. Which reminds me, when you go to your doctors and your doctor's got the stethoscope on your chest, what does he say? Kof. Kof. See, they're Hebrews in reality. So when you do kof, and he says, "Ooh, sounds like your lungs are pretty congested there," something to keep in mind. But kof is your letter that again goes with a certain name that I'm going to write here. I want you guys to figure this out. Again, it's not going to be hard. An easy name. There we go. Now, anybody that follows Zen should be able to pick up on this name really quick, because this is Zen's even written a book on this character. Okay, what are we looking for?
Oh, there, right there.
Oh, what?
Is that Cain?
Yes, it's very good. Okay, so again, Kof is transliterated as a Q. Okay, this is your patak, which is an A, right? Short A. Here is this is your yod, right? Your Y. Here is your hirek. Hirek is going to be your short, your I. Okay, and this is your Nun Sofit. Remember, final Nun, final N. That was like Zion. So here.
Yep, you have everybody online guessing already. It's in weird.
Cain, also known as Cain, also known as the serpent seed. Okay, if you read Zen's book or heard about him, Zen talking about it, this is the dude right here. His name starts with a kof. Okay, so awesome story on this. Again, my wife and I didn't believe this about 3-4 years ago when friends of hers from the Northwest shared it with us, because we were typical, normal, go to church Christians. Boy, were we in for a surprise when this blew up and we got Zen's teaching on the serpent seed. So now we understand that Cain is not in the genealogy of Adam to Yeshua. Cain. Very good, guys. Very good. YouTube, Discord, you guys are on it tonight. All right. There's no questions. I'm moving on. And that's going to take about 15 seconds, right?
Okay, keep going. Let's catch up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. We got to sell a lot of beer to get you guys over here. Okay. Next letter is your 90-degree turn, also known as Resh. Okay. Resh. Okay. Now your Resh again is represented as a R. Okay. Your only R. And here's the example of what Resh, a person's name who starts with a Resh. Okay. Okay. Who can read this name out for me? And who can actually pronounce the name out for me? This is even the bigger thing. Yeah. I know
That's
you
Rebecca?
guys are at a disadvantage. Oh, did I hear something?
What was that?
Is that Rebecca?
Ben.
It looks like
Is that Ben?
no, wait.
Vance? What can I
Rebecca,
say?
Rebecca,
R is
Rebecca.
your race. No, you're on it.
You
You're on
got it.
You got it. So, Hirek is your I, right? Short I. Okay. Okay. What is this letter here? Tell me what this letter is, but tell me how you pronounce it.
It looks to me like a bet.
Very
A little
good. That's
bit.
the first part of the question. How do you actually say this letter?
Oh, no to guess, which means it's a V.
Oh,
A Victor.
man. You know what? Your teacher must really be good because you've got all the right answers. Exactly. So it's a B, but it's pronounced as a V, right? So I shouldn't put B on there, but pronounced as a V. So people don't get confused. So it's a B, but pronounced as a V below. Okay, this is your Sheva. This has no sound at this moment, no sound. So we skip it. We go to Kof, right? Kof is kind of like your Q sound. Okay. Then you got your Kametz, which is your long A. So we put the A here. It's a long A, like that. And then Hey, right? Hey is your H. So it reads Rivka, but it actually is pronounced Rivka. Rivka is the name of Rebecca. What a change, huh? See what happens when you read Hebrew? Now you're actually saying her. You know, you go to heaven and you say, that looks like, hey, who's Rebecca married to? Yitzhak, Isaac, right? So you see Isaac and you see this woman that's hanging onto his arm and you say, is that Isaac's wife? Is that Rebecca? And she won't even turn. Because she said, who's Rebecca?
Right.
Rivka. Okay?
Isaac.
Yeah. My husband's Yitzhak. You know what I mean? So, funny. You actually have a Hebrew name also. You know? That would be fun, trying to figure out what you guys' Hebrew names are. But this is, again, just an eye-opener that Rebecca is actually Rivka. Okay? And it all starts off with a resh. Okay? So now the consonants, they should be forming pictures. You know what I mean? Because now you're saying, hey, that's an R, even though it looks that way. You know, when we write a small R, we write it this way. But it's just reverse, put in a mirror. It's a small R. So Rivka, or Resh, is your R. Any questions or comments? We have
Everybody online saying Rivka.
Rivka. We got 3 more letters, and we're almost done with our.
And
Oh, sassy. I can't check that. I can't tell if he's writing it right or wrong.
he says it's Rivka in Korean.
In Korean,
Rivka.
when we go to Seoul, we'll check it out. Okay. Anybody from Texas in our audience? Curious to see how everything is going in Texas.
I was stationed in Texas for 3 years.
Yeah, okay. But I'm kind of curious about the current events. I was listening to, Lisa and I were listening to Zen and Justin talking about the current events. What was that, a few days ago, Lisa?
Yeah, with all the weather warfare stuff.
Yeah. And they were talking about, Texas, and, it's just amazing what's going on down there. So, again, and Justin, you can chime in on that because that was actually a pretty good program that we were listening to. So, we follow you. Sometimes we just don't participate, but we're following. So.
Did you guys hear about people who are putting snow on the plates and putting it in the microwave, and the microwaves start arcing like crazy? And then
Yeah.
someone put a snowball together and tried to melt it with a lighter, and it just burned.
Yeah, we even saw it with a torch, and the torch couldn't do any damage to it. It's nuts.
Yep.
It's nuts.
Yep.
Come to Hawaii. We'll show you what real snow cones are like, because we put syrup on top. You call that shaved ice. Oh, it's so good. And you put ice cream at the bottom of the cone, and you put some azuki beans. That's a Japanese sweet bean. You're probably saying, what is all this stuff Noble's talking about? Man, I'm telling you, we make snow cones or shave ice like no one else makes it. And it's here in Hawaii. You guys come visit us, we'll turn you on. We'll treat you to the snow cones done the Hawaiian way. And it's not even Hawaiian. It's Asian, and it's haole.
Halo.
Yeah, halo. For you Filipinos, you know what halo is, right? All right. Here we go. Next letter. Surprising how these topics and subjects come up. Okay. What is that? Anybody says the devil's pitchfork, you got to give me a cookie, because that's not right.
Oh, hey, I've got something for for memorizing this. So that's nothing at the moment. Until you put a dot somewhere.
Okay. Is it
All right, so here's something for memorizing this.
Okay.
Sin is not right because sin is wrong. Therefore, sin is left.
Sin is not right. It is wrong. So sin has left. So he's saying the dot goes on the left side. Is that right? The dot on the left, right? Very good. This is the letter sin. Also, kind of looks like the name or the word sin, right? So dot on the left is sin. Okay. Very good. Let me give you an example of who's sinful. Yeah, maybe not. But
You just saying sin. I got it.
nice. Man, you guys are really on it. Okay, here's a name that you should know because she is drop dead gorgeous. I mean, she is like in her 90s, and guys are willing to kill for her because they want to get a piece of her because she's past Miss Universe. You know, she puts away all those young girls, and she is a hottie. Can you tell me what this name is? I'm sure
Sarah.
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 Okay.
Sorry, that
Wrong
was an easy one.
Well, just my story should have told you it was Sarah, right? So, Sarah and your
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, very good. Sarah spelled Sarah. Hey, guess what? The English Bible's actually got it right for once. No special Rivkas or whatever. You know what I mean? This is the way it's actually done for sin. Okay, but I should have started off with Sheen because what is sin's angelic sibling? And what's your take on this? Whether it was at Ben's or was it Clark? Was Ben? How do you remember?
That was me.
Yeah.
Well, just it's either sin or shin, and sin is not right. So sin is wrong. So sin is left, and that's it. So then you know that shin is
goes on the left.
right. Yeah.
Good. I hope everybody else in the audience got your interpretation and your memorization keys of sin. So sin left, right. And here, shin is on the right. So I guess, good brother, bad brother, Shin, S-H. This is the only place you're going to find it, okay? This is actually a very, very common letter. Sin is, not as popular, kind of like Leah, but this is Rachel. Everybody wants her, you know what I mean? Because she's the cutie, right? So keep that in mind, that Shin is very, very common. You will come across this. Always remember that the dots on the right, that's going to be your key to SH. And here, take this name, for example. Okay. Okay, look at that name. Still trying to read it? I'm sorry, it's supposed to be two dots. Here's Shiva. So, Shin is your SH. You got a Hirek here. That's your short I. This is your Mem. Okay. This is actually silent right now. Now you got Ayin. Ayin, is there any phonetic value? Nope. So it's a reverse apostrophe. Here you have a Holom Vav. What's a Holom Vav? I taught it to you earlier in the chart. What's it called? It's a combined or historically long O. Okay? And then you got your Nun Safit. Nun Safit is there. So, how do you actually write
Simon?
Yeah. Shimon or Simon. Shimon.
Grassroot also got it.
That's what they say. That's how it's written. Shimon. So, Shimon Peres, a former prime minister for Israel. Shimon Peres, yeah. So, remember, Sheen, SH. SH. Okay. Thin, just S. Okay. Remember that versus this. Now you got these two letters. You got them down. And here's another one. This is a very short one. Here, two letters. Who is that? I hear everybody cursing at me. I hear everybody cursing at me because this is S-H-E-T. And we're not talking poop here, okay? We're talking like Shetland pony, but shit. And who's shit? Son of Adam is Seth. Same letters, they just kind of moved it around a little bit. But this is how you spell his name in English from the biblical writing. And by doing that, you get the word shit. There is no cursing here. Not in this class.
Oh.
Seth. Okay? All right. All right. I wanted to test you guys on that. Any questions or comments? Back in the picture. Okay. I'm going to do a quick wipe down. Tell me what our last letter is, our last consonant. Consonant. The way I write it, this is your tav. Okay. Tav again is your T, one of the T's that you'll have. And this is actually a pretty common letter as well. Keep that in mind. When you come across this letter, you'll get words such as this. Any ideas? You read this, hopefully you read this, especially for you Hebrew students, you'll be reading a lot of this as we go on in our biblical Hebrew class, because I'm going to be pulling a lot of text, a lot of verses from this. Tav, okay, very good. Now for the name. Tav is your T. What vowel is this? This came up quite frequently tonight, right? Your combined, historically long Holem Vav, which is your O vowel. So you have your O here. Okay? Then you got your Resh, what we just learned. Kametz is your long A.
This is Torah.
And Hey for, yep, this is Torah. Torah. Okay? If you guys love military films, a long time ago there was this movie called Torah.
Right before Easter.
Oh, really, Tammy? I love that movie. That was such a great movie. But it wasn't spelled that way. It was without the A. It was Torah. In Japanese, it means tiger. Tiger, which is the code word for attack Pearl Harbor. Here in Hawaii. False flag. Okay, so we got the historical buffs that say it never happened the way it happened. But you know what?
No, it did. They knew about it ahead of time.
Oh yeah,
That's how
yeah.
the general-
It was never a secret attack. It was known. They just let us. But again, that's another thing. We don't want to lose anybody in the channel, lose the channel at all. So Torah, Torah. So for the Hebrew, we want to learn the first 5 books. Okay. When you say Pentateuch, I want to hear that word. That's almost like cursing. Pentateuch. Why is that almost like cursing? Because that's Greek. Okay, you're in Hebrew class. Pentateuch is the first 5 books of the Bible. Okay, also known as Torah. I prefer Torah. It's less letters, a lot easier to say, and it's really biblical. Okay, Pentateuch is your Greek name. Okay, in Jewish circles, they will take the entire Old Testament, which is called the Tanakh. Okay, and the Tanakh is spelled Tanakh. Okay, this is the entire Old Testament, as we would say it in English. But in Jewish circles, sometimes they would say Torah, which kind of represents Tanakh. Although we know that this is actually the first 5 books, sometimes they'll say Torah is also equated to Tanakh, because the Torah was actually the first segment of their Hebrew Bible. The Hebrew Bible is divided into 3 sections. Okay, the Torah, the Nevi'im, and the Ketuvim. Okay, the Nevi'im are the prophets, and the Ketuvim are the writings. Okay, in English, we have 5 different divisions of the Old Testament, which is the historical. How did it go again? Historical. Oh, I should have. My mind is going too much beer.
Major prophets, minor prophets, other
Minor
stuff.
prophets, major prophets, yeah, poetic books, historical books, and Genesis to Deuteronomy is the law, right? So law, historical books, minor prophets, major prophet, poetic books, minor prophet, major prophet, major prophets, minor prophets. In that order, somewhere on there, okay? So we're talking about seminary stuff that's garbage back there in the back. Recall. You thought recall for consonants was hard. It's like going back to old cemetery classes. All right. But Tav for Torah. Okay. We've covered all the consonants in the Aleph Bet. Okay, remember Aleph was the first letter? All the way to Tav. Okay, remember right to left, right? Aleph to Tav. This is the same thing as saying Alpha and Omega. You know, but not in this class because this is Greek. Okay, it's Aleph Tav, first and the last. Same with Alpha and Omega, first and the last. Okay. When I start teaching Greek, then we'll get into this and all that Greek terminology. Good for the New Testament, but Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible is very rich. Far, to me, very, very rich. Any questions or comments from you guys out there?
Barbara said it's a really good teaching. She wished she could be in a Bible study like this.
You know what? We will one day. Lisa and I are talking about doing a Bible study one day, so just bear with us. We got a lot more studying and research. Zen and Justin and Joy was kind enough to get some books our way, so we're going to be hopefully more equipped. You know, as if we weren't enough equipped, we're not. You never can learn enough. Okay, once you say you learned enough, you're actually digging your grave because you're saying you're dead. Because as long as you're alive and you're breathing air, you are still able to learn. And I will not accept anything from anybody that says, I know it all or I've learned it all. No, you haven't. Believe me.
I've got something on that. So I heard something about some dream that someone had, or like a near-death experience or something like that. I think it was a near-death experience where they they wound up in some library somewhere, and they were talking to some guy and this guy says he was reading this book on the attributes of God, or Father of Yahuwah, and they're reading the attributes of him, and he said this book's it's a really big book too, and he says like I've been here for 2,000 years and I'm only on page 2.
That's funny. Yeah, well, it goes to show you what I said, right? You think you've learned it all?
Apparently it was a real thing. Like he had actually had this near-death experience in his dream or something like that, where he actually saw this happen. But yeah,
Really?
he was like, yeah, he's like, he was actually talking to the guy. The guy was like, dude, I've been here for 2,000 years reading this book, and I'm only on page 2.
Wow. I guess we're just still in the preface for the rest of us, right? I haven't even got into the book yet. Maybe the table of contents or something. Interesting. Interesting.
So I've got something else for you guys to throw in here too. So I've recently become aware of this company, or not a company, an organization that they make what's called the Hallelujah Scriptures. Have you ever heard of them?
No, I heard of the Hallelujah Mountains, and in that one movie. What movie was that again?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
this is the Hallelujah Scriptures, and they're a group
Wait,
that makes
you mentioned that
restored
before.
name. Yeah, so they make restored name scriptures, and they actually have a English Hebrew parallel edition that I got. Like I was browsing through his stuff, and I was getting some stuff that they had a waterproof Bible. Like you could literally show a guy reading it underwater, wearing a snorkel, reading it underwater. But there's this one that's it is the English Hebrew edition. I have it here, and like on the left side of the page it has the English, and on the right side of the page it has the Hebrew. And it's like a parallel edition, so you can actually read it. It is biblical Hebrew with the vowels and stuff. So like the really old stuff doesn't have vowels, but this one does have vowels. So
Take a picture of one of the page and send it to Lisa. I'm kind of curious. I'd like to see what that's all about.
Yeah, I'm right here on Genesis, so I'll take a picture here. Bereshit.
Yeah, just send it over.
Okay. Okay, for those of you that have reviewed the consonants pretty successfully, or for those of you that are still struggling and need help, please keep drilling small chunks, bite-sized chunks, 3-4 letters at a time, and get it all together and then put it together slowly. But one way or one trick in being able to memorize the consonants and the vowels is putting them together in words and doing this. Syllabifying. Okay? Syllabifying. I've taken it upon myself to teach you syllables today, because syllables will actually help you with your consonants and vowels. When you start syllabifying words, now you can actually sound it out, recalling consonants and vowels together, because a lot of times you're going to have them next to each other. And by doing so, you will be able to read Hebrew. And you're not even going to be thinking so much about consonants and vowels anymore, because you're putting them together in small little syllables. Like the word introduction. Okay? When you look at the word introduction, again, it's a long 4-syllable word, but when you break it into pieces, it's actually very doable. Okay? In Hebrew, same thing. I mean, you can have 1-syllable words, they call it monosyllabic words, like dog, cat, for example, and that's your basic, that's a syllable. But now when we get into Hebrew and we start putting Hebrew words together, reading and memorizing becomes a whole lot easier. Okay, there's two rules to syllabification, and really it's that simple. Two simple rules. Okay, raise this out of the way.
She said that she can relate to this because she teaches her kids to sound out the words by clapping.
Okay, so when I write a symbol, you guys all clap.
So I sent the picture.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you.
I do not like you.
Okay. In order to divide Hebrew words into syllables, you begin with two simple rules. Every syllable begins with one consonant and one vowel, at least one consonant and one vowel. So rule number one. Consonant, one vowel. At least now, okay? In Hebrew, a syllable does not begin with a vowel. Okay, never begins with a vowel. And you're going to say, wait a minute. I've read some Hebrew words that starts with a vowel. Oh, wait. Or the Hebrew words or English words. Because when you read the word Adam, you're going to say, that starts with a vowel. Right? But that's because you're reading the inferior English complex Bible. Yeah, it's very complicated because it's English. But if you were to read Hebrew, what is the first letter to Adam's name? Anybody got a answer to that? Aleph. Very good.
Every vowel and every double consonant.
You're ahead of me, Barbara. Like I told my wife earlier today, be patient. Good things comes with patience. Okay. Ken has been very patient. Now he's falling asleep on me. Okay. Oh, really? Call my name Arnold then.
Arnold.
Okay, so Adam doesn't actually start with an A.
Yeah.
Adam starts with an aleph, which is a consonant. Okay. Guess what? This is where you break up Adam's name. Aleph, which is this. You got your kametz, which is a long A. Okay, long A. Then you got your slash, your syllable. And then you got dam. Okay. And that's your dalet is your D. Again, your next vowel is your long A. And then you got mem sufit. Remember, final form M. So this is how you actually divide Adam's name. Consonant, vowel, Adam. Okay. The second syllable, dam, is a consonant, vowel, consonant. So when I said rule number one, you have at least one consonant and one vowel. That's rule number one. Okay. You need to understand that syllables this is what they call an open syllable, one consonant and one vowel. They have another thing called a closed syllable, which is a consonant, vowel, consonant. So, let's see. Rule number two. Syllable. Rule number two, open syllable is going to be one consonant, one vowel. The closed syllable would be one consonant, one vowel, closing with another consonant. Okay? if you follow these two rules, you're in good shape. Okay. And I want to teach this. I mean, I know you're probably saying, man, I got enough consonants and vowels, and well, now you gave me reduced vowels, and I'm just so overwhelmed. Well, actually, it comes together a lot easier when you start syllabifying. And so now by doing the syllabification, you're actually putting your consonants and vowels together and forming words or reading words by syllabifying. Again, remember, Hebrew has some long words. And the best way to interpret what that word is saying is by chopping it down into small pieces and finding out exactly what is a prefix, what is the root word, what is the suffix. I mean, and sometimes you get a suffix and a suffix and a suffix. So again, I haven't gotten there yet, and I don't want to scare you off, but this is how you actually parse a Hebrew word, okay? So, but now just back to the basics. Rule number one, there's always going to be one consonant and one vowel in a syllable. Rule number two, an open syllable is one consonant, one vowel. A closed syllable is a consonant, vowel, and consonant. I think I reiterated that 3 times, so I'm ready to move on. Any questions out there? Nope, no questions. Okay, let me give you. Let's see. Let me give you a sample. Adam was a good example, but let me give you another example. And I learn by examples. A lot of times, you give me more examples, and I can actually figure it out with examples. So if I write the word, comments or patak? It is a comments. Okay, so I wrote this word on the board. You, I'm sure, can recognize what the consonants are and what the vowels are. Where do I syllabify? It requires, rule number one requires one consonant and one vowel, okay, which is an open syllable. Then you're going to say, well, what if I put the bet with the first letters here? That's a closed syllable, isn't it? True. But there's one problem. A syllable cannot start with a vowel. A syllable has to start with a consonant. So here, you got consonant, vowel, then now you got consonant, vowel, consonant. So the natural partition or syllabification would be right there. Okay? Because you have to start off with a consonant. Remember Adam's name? It had an olive. Even though that had no sound, that was still a consonant. So da, var. Okay? This is going to be your second syllable, which is a closed syllable because you're consonant, vowel, consonant. The first syllable is an open syllable, right? Because you got a consonant and a vowel. And that's pretty simple. Any questions or comments? And my wife is coming to her computer to find out. Okay.
Was that a Dalet? The first one, is that a Dalet?
Yeah, that's a Dalet.
Or is that a...
Yeah, it's a Dalet.
Okay.
I should go a little bit past it like this, Dalet.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah. I thought it was like a resh or something.
And this is, the var is the word for word. So the var equals word.
Nice.
You might want to start developing a vocabulary list. You know, get a sheet of paper and put down vocabulary on the top and start writing down words. Because when I give you words like this and you can write it down, and I give you the definition, you might want to remember that because they'll come around again. And that'll just help you build up your vocabulary in Hebrew. And thus, when it comes to reading, oh my gosh. I mean, my students here, sometimes their vocabulary has gone past mine, and I'm thinking, what's that word again? And Foy will utter out, oh, that's a word for, walking. I said, oh, that's right, holek, walking. So, again, we're always learning. Sometimes we forget, but we go back to learning again or reviewing. So today, I'm giving you the simple lesson, just the introduction level of syllabification. And by knowing this, you can actually now partition your words off. Remember, it all starts with a consonant first. Okay. Any questions or comments? Yeah, good. Good.
I would give an example, like in Latin, the word verb,
Oh, verb.
like that's
Yeah.
different.
Those Latinos, I'm telling you. Latino. That's no relation. Oh, fonts. Okay. Okay. All right. If there's no questions or comments, what are we at now? But we're kind of early. We're kind of early. Yeah, it's our done now. I'm just trying to think what else I can share with you. I don't want to teach too much because I really don't want to overload you guys. I know what I have here is quite a bit already, but so I'm going to stop here. I do want to again do one more small segment tonight. That you don't have to erase it. Just lift it up for now.
I do have a question.
Okay.
This more pertains with just the channel itself. Are these classes being put together in like a playlist?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Playlist.
Are these
When it's on YouTube,
classes?
they have a playlist for like.
It's in a playlist on Zen Garcia.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I saw a playlist with Zen Garcia's site.
Yeah, just look
It
up.
says YouTube channel.
Okay.
It says Hebrew
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, so you
because
can
I'm probably gonna have to go back for a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff that I've missed.
Yeah.
Stuff keeps popping up that I'm like, I have no idea what that is.
I can add a link to the playlist in the chat on both YouTube and Discord.
Okay, cool.
I got everything. Okay.
Thank you.
Get them set up already. Yeah. You know, again, it's always good to review. I mean, go back to some classes. It's funny. I hate to see myself on camera. I told Lisa that how many times, and she insists that we got to go over it to see what mistakes I've made, what I can do better. I cannot change ugly. I told her that. I keep telling her, you know, if you're the Goblin King, you cannot take away those triple chins, okay? And so some things you cannot change, but the things that you can change, you know, which is memorizing techniques, the amount of time you put into studying, that can all change for the better. Okay. So,
Oh, well, you do a great job, and you're very great, natural on camera. Very relaxed, and I think you make all of us relaxed, so thank you.
that's good. Thank you. Now, they say that when you're on camera, they put about 20 pounds on you, and I'm still trying to lose weight. You know, so again, I keep calling myself the Goblin King, if you ever saw The Hobbit, because he's got some big old chins. And my wife says no, but I look at myself on camera, I said, no. So that's a double chin right there, maybe triple. You know, I'm on my way. That's because I cheat on my diet. Don't tell my wife. It's either the beer or the ice cream I'm hiding from her. Haagen-Dazs, Swiss almond chocolates. Oh man, that's my weakness, you know. All right, so we got something we want to play, and
Grassfood says, thank you very much. It's his first time here. He always has been following Zen, but he didn't know until today that.
oh, thank you, Grassroots. I mean, again, go back to the playlist and look at the previous class. Skip number 1, we had technical difficulties up the yin yang. So class number 2 is actually the best start and carries on all the way to today. But last time we closed, someone, who was it again? Do you remember? Penny mentioned. Penny, who's not on today, mentioned if we could close with the Shema. And, you know, Lisa and I, we know the Shema, but my crew wasn't very familiar with it. And we didn't have the words also. But guess what? We're ready this time. So when Penny watches this, class number 6, she's going to say, wow, all right, we're catching on. So,
Did you want to explain?
yeah, the Shema, again, in Devarim 6, chapter 6, verse 4 is the is the first word is Shema, which means listen, hear, obey. Okay, it's defined that way. You can either listen, hear, or obey. But I take it all as a unit, because a lot of times we need to listen to what God's saying, and then when we listen to it, we need to really hear what He's saying, and then when we hear it, then we obey it. And when we obey it, we are following God's command. And so the Shema starts off with, hear. Then it goes on to say, "O Israel," the Lord. And the Lord, we sing it as Adonai, but the way it's written is Yod He Vav He, the Tetragrammaton, and that is actually God's personal name. I believe that a lot of people say, no, you're not supposed to say that. That's not being very respectful. But if God wrote it in the book, He wants us to read it and say it. So, but again, it's sung with Adonai, which means the Lord, and then it's Eloheinu, was the next word, and then it's Adonai Echad, the Lord is one. So when you see it on here again, and Joshua Aaron again does a great job of singing it. Man, I wish I had his voice. Some things just you can't do. He doesn't even have a double chin. Okay. So we're gonna play this so that you can actually get familiar with the Shema, and then when you get familiar with it, then we can sing it together, and then followed by Gadol Elohai. Again, another awesome song. So here we go. We're going to play it now. Isaac.
Shema Israel, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Baruch Shem Shmo Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
We wanted to do this. Like,
Hit the light switch again, honey. No. Okay, so we found out that when the music hits certain notes, it doesn't pick up. Much like when Ken first blew the shofar, it wasn't hitting those high notes and it wasn't picking up on the mic. And so what I had Lisa do was send Justin the link to what we just saw, and that Justin can actually play it for the YouTube. And so I just want you guys to know that Justin's putting up, and now you can actually hear it in its unified way. Let me know when it's on.
We should put it in the playlist after this video.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not playing yet.
it's not playing yet. Okay.
Link so people can listen.
Okay. So Justin's not going to play it then.
Yeah.
Oh, can he? Go twice over? Okay. Okay. All right, Justin. Thanks, Justin. Again, it's going to be on YouTube, so I'd rather put it in where now everybody can hear it as well as read it. It's good to read. Okay. Okay. Give me a few seconds. It's good to recognize the Hebrew words that are transliterated, and then the English words that are on the bottom, where you see it in parentheses, and then you can start putting the words together. And by doing that, you're expanding your vocabulary Hebraically, and so words become familiar to you. And singing, I mean, you guys all know that singing is the best way to remember things. And this is a great song. And even when it comes to the Shema, when there's reciting the words of Scripture, good to do to songs so it sticks even more so. Again, we want the full Hebraic experience, and I hope that you guys all get blessed by it. Again, we're just trying to fill you in a way that the Old Testament can only go so far with words. We want to put more colors and swatches and sounds and smells, just so that now our Hebrew becomes all the more lively and real. So with that, Justin, if you don't mind, play it one more time. Thanks.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. אלוהי, כל אחד ילך, כי גדול אלוהי.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
It's sombering to know that we have a God that is so awesome, so great, that loves us so much, and He brings people in our lives, and sometimes He takes people away from you. Okay. In a few days, a good brother of mine, you met him before, Kevin. He's going back home to his family. His family's already in Illinois. I'm happy for him. But I'm also sad. When you lose fellowship, it's kind of hurtful. But, I know we'll always keep in touch, and we may be reunited again. That's a plan, actually. to be reunited. Just know that my brother here has been through a lot with me. He's been with me thick and thin, and he's helped me do so much work. And this Wednesday he flies back home, so spending the last few days here with us. And then I'm driving to the airport. I might miss the airport actually, but just want to say aloha and goodbye to him. You know what I mean? So if you all could pray for him tonight, and I also want to lift my wife up in prayer. She hurt her back, and you know when a loved one is hurting, everybody feels it. So as I close in prayer, I just want to again lift up my brother. But do you have any last words you want to share?
Dying. That's right. Well, this isn't over. You know, I'm just so grateful that you guys are doing this online live interactive Hebrew class, and I'm definitely going to be part of it when I go back. So that is going to help me feel really connected, making it. Because by far, this is the hardest thing about leaving Hawaii is not the beaches or the weather. It's leaving this church. You guys, family here, and I'm grateful that I'm going to be able to stay connected.
Yeah. You know, I didn't prep him. This is purely, you know, hey, come up here. Because if I told him earlier, he would be thinking what to say. I want real, raw response. You know what I mean? I want heartfelt emotion, you know. But, yeah, all of us here will miss him. And, you know,
End of every weekend.
Because it's a Korean drama.
you know, God does things like that. He gave us emotions for a reason, and the emotions are real and they're alive and well. You know, good, sad. I mean, happy, sad. You know, terrified. You know, but you know what? With that, because I'm able to, I just want to acknowledge Kellen for all he's done for us. Everyone here in our group will sorely miss him. We already miss his kids and his wife. But, you know, now the whole family will be gone. But again, this is just the end of a chapter because we really have a big book that we're writing together. And our plan is actually to reunite again and to go someplace that's going to be safe, you know, away from government restrictions or impositions. And, you know, yeah. But, you know, again, this is something to talk about on another day. I just wanted to bring Kellen on before he leaves. And again, he's been a big part of us. And for all of you out there, thank you so much for sharing this time with us, for learning Hebrew, God's language, and that together we can grow and learn His Word and share His Word amongst ourselves. Again, this is a small family, a community. And by doing this, we can grow together and be reinforced with one another. Remember, we're supposed to be distancing ourselves from one another. And no good has ever come from that. God says, do not forsake the assembly in Hebrews. So keeping the fellowship is very important, whether it's in person or online, streaming. This is something that we have to continue doing, you know. So with that, again, Justin, thank you so much. We appreciate the opportunity to share on your site. And if there's any closing remarks or questions.
We miss
you. We miss you, Gene. And
We miss you.
If you have any questions, just feel it to Lisa and Ken via text. I know Justin is up late at night because of this, and I don't want to keep him and Joy up too late. And so with that, Shaloha, everybody. God bless you. And just a word of prayer. Father God, we thank you so much for this time of fellowship we have. Lord, learning is so key, Lord, to life. And learning about you is even a bigger key. We thank you for the friendships and the fellowships that you've bestowed upon us. And Lord, have even strained us with. And yet, Lord, through thick and thin, good and bad, Lord, these relationships will endure. I pray that you'd be with Kellen as he flies back to Illinois, give him safe travel so that he can be reunited with his family. And I pray that you'd also be with my wife and that you would heal her back and pains that she's going through. We know, Lord, that you are Raphael, the God of healing, and that you can do that, Lord. So with that, we again lift them both up to you. And for anyone else out there that may be suffering pain or some type of health issue or condition, or just hurting, maybe you're alone, maybe you're lonely. Know that the family of God is always there for you, and that we will always be there for you. With that, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. We give you thanks, Lord, for all the things you've given us. And Lord, we just, again, are grateful to you. We pray this in Yeshua's name. And we all say, Amen.
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 Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you for another awesome class, and we'll catch you all next time. Shalom.
Hey,
Hey.
bye.
Thank you.